Now, let us start with user authorization. We have seen authentication, and using the credentials, we are able to log in successfully. Now, we will check if the user is logged in, only then user can see all the product, and carefully you have to follow each and every step because using this authorization later on we are going to perform lot of things. First, I will open terminal. Inside this, I'm going to install this package. I will write cookie parser. Hit enter. Package is installed. So this cookie parser is a middleware in Node.js package which we can use in our Express application so that we can pass the cookies which we have attached in incoming HTTP request. So we have seen when the user is logged in, we are having the token which is present inside the cookie. So to pass that data, we will be using this cookie parser. So using this, we can easily work with cookies by converting them into accessible JavaScript object. And using this request.cookies, we can access our cookie. So here, this cookies will be present inside the client, and using this cookie parser, we are just going to access cookie using this request.cookies. And once the data is validated, we can easily do authorization. So we can give different permission for user to access different pages. So what this client will be doing, it is going to send the server with cookies. In this way, I will have username, my cookie is Khanam, and maybe we will have session token. And what server will be doing? Using this cookie parser, they are just going to parse the cookie so that we can easily access cookie information in this way. Once I use this request.cookie, inside this object, I will have username and then I will have session token. So this is my cookie data. Using this cookie parser, I am able to access cookie using this request.cookies, and it is going to return me JavaScript object. So client will be sending cookies and server is the one who needs this cookie parser to interpret and manage the cookies. So that is the reason we are going to use this package. Now here inside this you can see once the user is registered, or if we are logging user, inside this cookie tab we are having our cookie. Now I will open this editor. Inside this middleware I will be creating one file. I will give the file name as user.auth.js. Inside this I'm going to create one function export const. I will give the function name as verify user auth is equal to this entire thing. I'm going to wrap inside this handle async error. Here I will write .js, and this verify user auth I will be making as async function. Inside this I have to pass request, then I will be passing response, and then finally I will be passing next. Now here I'm just going to create the variable. I will give the variable name as token. And how I can access cookie? By using this request.cookies. And below this, I'm just going to log this token. And this I can access and I can pass the data only if I use that cookie parser middleware. For that, I will open app.js. We have already installed the package. Now here inside this, I'm just going to import cookie parser. Import cookie parser from cookie parser. Below this, I will write app.use. Inside this, I'm just going to pass cookie parser. Okay. Only if we pass the middleware, we will be able to pass the cookie data and we will get access to cookies using this request.cookies. Now, I'm just going to open product route.js. So what I will do, if the user is logged in, Only then user can access this get all products. So above this, first I'm just going to import the function import verify user auth. As soon as I hit enter, this function will be imported from this file, and all the other files I'm going to close. So whatever function I have created, I'm just importing that function inside productroutes.js. Now what I will do, while getting the products along with this function, I will also call this verify user auth. Let me copy this function. Here I will be pasting, and then I'm just going to separate by comma. So using this, I'm just checking if the user is logged in or not. If the user is not logged in, then I will not be able to access all the products. Okay, as of now, we are giving for get all products. Later on, we will remove this. Now I will save. I will just open this get all products. Click on send. Now you can see my request is being sent. I will come. I will open terminal. Inside this, you can see I am able to access this complete token. So inside this user auth, what I am doing, I am able to access the token from cookie, and I am just displaying that token. So that is the reason inside this, I am able to access that token. Now what I will do directly, I am just going to destructure token, save it, come here. Again, I will just click on send. My request is being sent. Come down. Now successfully, I am only able to access the token without any object. Below this, I will be checking if I am not having any token, which means user is not logged in. So here I will write if my token is not present, then I'm just going to return new error. I will write return. Then next, I will be passing this new handle error. Let me just write handle error. Inside this, first we have to pass the message. Here I will write authentication is missing. Please log in to access all the resource, and this entire thing I'm just going to close inside double quotes. And next I will be passing status code as 401, that is unauthorized. I will change the spelling. So if I am not having token using this, if I am not able to access the token, which means user is not logged in, and I should simply throw this error. For verification of token, we have already created secret key in our config file. Now using that secret key, we are going to verify our token. Like if it is expired or not, we are going to check for that. So inside this file, first I'm just going to import my JWT, that is JSON Web Token. Below this, I will be creating one variable. I will give the variable name as decoded data. Inside this, on this JWT, we are having this verify method. Inside this, first we are going to pass the token which we are accessing from cookie. Then we will pass our secret key which we have defined in our config file. Let me open. You can see inside this config, we are having this JWT secret key for which you can give any value. Now I'm going to access process.env. I will be pasting my secret key variable. Now below this, I'm just going to log this decoded data. So using this, let us see what data we are going to get. Again, I will come here, click on send. My request is being sent. Open terminal. Now this is my token, and using this decoded data, whichever user is logged in, that user ID is stored inside this, and then we are having created at and expired at. Do not worry about this. But here we are having the ID of the user who has logged in. Let me open database. Now you can see Inside database, let me refresh which user we have logged in. Let me come to login. I will come to body, and inside this we are having email as khanam@gmail.com and password is this one. Let me open my database. You can see here I am having 0FD and that is for SIA. Let me just come to my terminal, and inside this also I am having 0FD. So using this decoded data, I am having data of SIA. Now let me just come here. I will come to database, remove this, and also I'm just going to remove this user. Come to get all products. I will click on cancel, register user, body, raw, and then I am having these details. Click on send. Successfully, I am able to register user. Now I will come to login. Here I will be writing sia@gmail.com. Click on send. Successfully, I am able to log in and I am having all these details. Now for SIA, we are having 86A as the ID. Come to get all products. Click on send. Now I will open this terminal. Just come down. You can see I am having 86A. So whichever user is logged in, we are able to access the ID and we are able to store inside this ID variable. Now using the ID, we are going to find the user. Below this, I will create this request.user. Okay, we are just accessing user, and then we will be writing await user model. Then we will be using this find by ID method, and inside this we will pass this decoded data, and from there we are going to access ID, because here inside this we are having this ID. So that is the reason from this object we are accessing the ID, and using this ID we are finding the user, and that user detail we are going to store inside this request.user. Okay, once I found the user, once user is authenticated, I can give authorization to user to access all the product. Once I am authenticated, directly I will call this next function and I will be moving to next middleware in the line. Now I will come here. Now click on send. Okay, user is not defined because I have not imported user. Here I'm just going to write import user from. I will come inside this models. Inside this models, I am having user model.js. Come here, close this, click on send. Now successfully user is able to access all the products. Later on, when we work with logout functionality, once the user log out and click on this get all products, then instead of getting all the products, we will be having this error message. I hope you understood what we did. Using this verify user auth, we are checking whether the user is authenticated or not, which means whether the user is logged in or not. So here inside this, first using cookie parser, we are passing the cookie and getting the cookie and storing inside this variable. If we are having the cookie, we are performing all this operation. If we are not having cookie, simply throwing the error. Then whatever secret key we are having, using that key, we are just going to verify our JSON web token. And inside this, once it is verified, we will have ID of the user who is logged in, created at time, updated at timings. And from this decoded data, we will access the ID, and using this ID, we are going to find the user. If we are having the user, directly we are going to next middleware. As soon as we hit next, we are having this get all products, using which we are able to access all the products which we have created. And from here, I will remove all the logs. Again, if I click on send, successfully, I am able to access all the products.